Life at university is all about having 3 years that you'll never forget.
But that 3 years can take its toll on the environment.
Global warming can be a real problem, but the good news is we've got 10 easy tips for you to do your bit to help save the environment.
In our halls of residence, we typically waste 400 tonnes of rubbish every year. You can reduce this amount just by putting your rubbish in the right bin. Another good tip is to keep all your recycling bins next to your general waste bin to make it less tempting to throw everything into one bin.
Up to 6% of rubbish that ends up in the dustbin could be recycled. In over a year, that unreleased energy could be used to power a television for up to 5,000 hours. So if you're in private accommodation, check out your local council to find out when and where your bins are changed.
You may think the waste you throw away is biodegradable, but when food disintegrates, it releases methane, a powerful greenhouse gas. A little bit of food doesn't really matter, but when it's 8 million tonnes a year, that's when it matters. The number one way of reducing your food waste is to make a shopping list. Plan what meals you're going to eat throughout the week, work out what ingredients you're going to need, and stick to the list. That way you won't be buying ingredients or food that you won't use.
Transport isn't such a big problem, as not many students bring a car to university. If you're considering bringing a car, think if you really need it. Check how close your residents are to uni and see if there are any bus routes or cycle schemes to help get you there and back every day. Remember, buses and trains offer student discount, petrol stations don't.
As you'll learn when you're living in private accommodation, heating is expensive. Not only is it costly for you, but using it unnecessarily is costly for the environment. Don't just leave your radiators on all the time. Most heating systems have a timer, so you can set it to come on at key times of the day.
Water is one of the easiest things to waste, but one of our most precious resources. A tap left on for just 30 seconds can waste 3 litres of water. So when you're brushing your teeth, only have the tap on when you really need it.
Just because you're in university residence and not paying your electricity bill does not mean it's not having an effect on the environment. Lights and appliances that are left on account for £170 million worth of wasted energy a year. So remember, when you're not in the room, turn off your appliances and your lights. If you're in private accommodation and need to change a light bulb, switch to energy efficient light bulbs. They're better for the environment, they last longer, saving you money.
Turning electronic equipment off at the plug is one of the best ways to save loads of energy. If you've got something plugged in and the appliance isn't on, it's still using loads of energy, so turn it off.
Most of us recycle paper these days, but what is even better is if we don't use so much in the first place. When you go to print something out, think about whether you really need it. If you do, then make sure you're printing on recycled paper and that this gets put in a recycling bin afterwards.
Dropping something as simple as a crisp packet can lead to far bigger problems. Litter attracts vermin and can quickly make the campus look messy and not a good place to be around. If you ever end up with litter in your hands, hold on to it until you see a bin. However tempted it is to drop it on the floor, don't. Living more sustainably isn't about changing everything you do.
It's simply about making sure that you do the little things that together make a big difference.
For more advice on how you can help, visit your university website.